In the previous video, we discussed 14 types of bad qi. For the first type, I must add a clarification about concave wind sha. Concave wind sha is very similar to sky-cutting sha, but the difference is that sky-cutting sha is caused by separate buildings, while concave wind sha occurs within a single building, where a residence is located in the recessed part of a concave-shaped apartment or building, with the O shape resembling the English letter U. For easier understanding, you can also think of it as U-shaped sha. When a residence is part of a U-shaped building, the airflow entering the bottom of the U creates a strong returning wind that rushes into the home. If the house frequently experiences cold drafts or there are swirling wind sounds outside, the residents should be cautious of this type of negative energy. Next, follow my steps as we continue to explore the remaining 9 types of sha qi. 15th type of bad qi, strong yin sha. In contrast to strong yang sha, if there are graves, funeral homes, hospitals, recycling facilities, or public restrooms near the residence, it is considered strong yin sha. 16th type of bad qi, peeping sha and official hat sha. Suppose you can see a building A from your door or window, and behind building A, there is another building B, with a protruding structure, such as a water tower or elevator machine room. This protrusion resembles a head peeking out from behind building A toward your house, which is called peeping sha. However, if there is no building B, and the protrusion is directly on building A facing your residence, it is called official hat sha. For households with public servants, official hat sha is considered auspicious, while peeping sha is always inauspicious. 17th type of bad qi, piercing face sha and gold character sha. If there is a steep, rugged small hill in front of the door or window, it is called piercing face sha. If the top of a building forms a triangular shape resembling the upper half of the Chinese character Jin, gold, it is called gold character sha. Gold character sha is considered highly dangerous, and the best strategy is to avoid purchasing a house with this feature. 18th type of bad qi, white tiger sha. Feng Shui particularly emphasizes the principle of strong dragon, weak tiger, as reflected in the saying, better for the azure dragon to rise 1,000 feet than for the white tiger to recklessly raise its head. White tiger sha can be categorized into several types. First, it is unfavorable if buildings in the white tiger position are taller, longer, or larger than those in the azure dragon position. Second, if the white tiger position of a house has entrances such as elevators or garage doors, it is called white tiger opening, which is relatively common but should be avoided as much as possible. Third, if the white tiger position has low terrain or features like ponds or marshy depressions, it is known as white tiger sinking. Fourth, if construction activities or other noise-generating actions occur in the white tiger position, it is called white tiger noise, which is also a form of bad qi. So, how do you distinguish the white tiger and azure dragon positions of a house? The first method is based on traditional Chinese constellations. The east, where the sun rises, is the azure dragon position, and the west, where the sun sets, is the white tiger position. These positions are fixed. The second method aligns with the house's entrance orientation. The left side of the house represents the azure dragon, and the right side represents the white tiger. In this method, the azure dragon and white tiger positions vary depending on the house's orientation. In the case of Google employee Li Renchen, who killed his wife, if we apply the second method, we can see that the house exhibits clear white tiger sha. First, the right side of the house is noticeably taller, larger, and longer than the left. Second, the right side has a garage door. However, I'm not citing this case to argue that the second method is more accurate. Indeed, this method is widely circulated and has many supporters, but consider this. If a house faces north, according to the first method, the azure dragon would be on the right side, while according to the second method, the azure dragon would be on the left, creating a direct contradiction. This also explains why many Li Renchen nearby houses with similar structures have not experienced serious incidents over the years. The occurrence and severity of sha qi depend not only on the house and environmental structure but also on the occupant's birth chart for a more precise judgment. 19th type of bad qi, cannon sha. When a door or window is directly aligned with and targeted by a cannon-shaped object, whether real or decorative, it is considered cannon sha. The two cannon-shaped structures on the roof of HSBC's building in Hong Kong point directly at the Bank of China Tower, turning a commercial rivalry into a feng shui battle. With the construction of HSBC's cannons, they countered the sharp, blade-like energy of the Bank of China Tower, using sha to counter sha. 20th type of bad qi, Bagua Sha. Bagua mirrors are divided into flat Bagua mirrors and convex Bagua mirrors. The difference lies in that flat Bagua mirrors primarily reflect sha, negative energy, while convex Bagua mirrors mainly neutralize sha. When a neighbor across from your apartment hangs a flat Bagua mirror, the reflected Sha energy affects your home, creating Bagua Sha. You can resolve this by politely negotiating with the neighbor to remove the Bagua mirror. 21st type of bad qi, Void Sha. Void Sha refers to a house situated above an empty space, including the external heart-piercing Sha mentioned in the first episode. If the ground floor of a building contains a passageway, garage, water pipeline, subway line, or is long-term unoccupied, it constitutes Void Sha. Many apartments with underground garages are a form of Void Sha, which has a greater impact on residents of lower floors. 22nd type of bad qi, Exposed Bone Sha. Commonly seen in old, poorly maintained residences, exposed Bone Sha occurs when the walls of a house peel, revealing the internal steel reinforcements or cement. 23rd type of bad qi, Tree Sha. Tree-shaped Sha refers to situations where large trees in front or behind a residence block sunlight, causing severe lack of natural light and creating an overly dark, cold, and gloomy Sha energy, or when trees near the residence wither or die. Common forms of tree-shaped Sha include dense tree branches blocking doors or windows, or tree foliage covering the roof. Another type of tree Sha involves abnormal tree shapes, such as forked trunks or roots, branches all bending inward toward the house or all growing outward, trees bent like an elderly person hunching over, or two independent trees connecting to form an arch. Additionally, there is a type of tree Sha caused by chaotic plant growth, such as grass or trees growing on walls, roofs, or balconies due to accumulated soil, or exterior walls covered with climbing vines. The aforementioned Sha energies can be mitigated using traditional Chinese methods, such as placing the following in the residential area: Bagua mirrors, plants, Taishan Shigandang, which is stone tablets for protection, and mythical beasts, and 5 emperor's coins. Feng Shui is a classic traditional Chinese science. If you want to learn more about traditional Chinese knowledge, feel free to follow me, and we'll see you next time.